Hey Isle Royale gang, or Isle Royal, sorry. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up to what I'm doing this weekend. I'm hiking one of the trails in Frontenac Park, and as you can see, the trail conditions are very similar to the sort of things we'll be finding on Isle Royal. So I think like hiking up here in our Provincial park is really good training. Of course, I gotta increase the weight I'm carrying. I'm only carrying about 12 pounds every time I go out, so I need to up that. But Wally and I are hoping to go camping next week up here, so we'll be packing the big bags and doing a shakedown. But yay, duckboards. Lots of roots, as you can see. Rocky, rooty, muddy, swampy. But it really is beautiful back here. I've only seen 2 people today so far, a couple of trail runners who zoomed right by me, so yay. There's a little beaver dam lake out there, and I'm going up that trail right, where's my finger? Right there. So I'll check in later. Bye. Hey gang, more of the same trail, as you can see. I'm up on a little ridge now overlooking that beaver dam lake. Trail's very well marked, thank God, because you know I get lost in a phone booth even with my navigation course that I took, so yay. Here's the trail. Good times. Trying to stay on the not slippy bits. Oh look, beautiful pink trilliums and white trilliums. We're coming down to duck boards over this little stream. Trail goes off that way. Super nice. Jeanette, if you're wondering, the trails up here I liken very much to the trails on the east shore of Loch Lomond. So if you can do those, you could easily do these. And if we can do these, I think Isle Royal's not going to be a problem. It'll be challenging, but I don't think it's anything that we're not going to be able to handle. La la la, la 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 la. Rocky Rudy, good times. I'm going up. I don't know if you can see the little trail flash up there, the top of the hill. Right there. Where's my finger? Right up there. Anyway, checking in later. Bye. Hello, Chippy. He's having a good time today. La la la. La 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 la. Lots of chipmunks and snakes out and about today. Eventually I'll be up on that ridge. Right now, I'm down below. I'm going off that way. Yay, this part of the trail is fun. Holy moly. Oh, opens up a bit. And up we go. I don't know why, but the trails I take, it's always up. I never get the down trail. It's up, up, up all the time. Whew. Whew. That was fun. Ooh, look, a forest swamp. Frontenac Park is rife with forest swamps. So the trail goes that way. As you can see, I'm gonna go this way. Let's see if I can get around the swampy shit. Good times. Hey, I did it. Yay. Just so you can see, that's where I came across. Yay. Look who I stumbled across. Hey, bud. Say hello to all your internet fans. I came around the bend and he was just sitting there. I think we startled each other. Nice. The path just wound down through there and came up through this crack in the rocks. And goes past this stagnant little pond and just kind of skirts it. Looks like an old beaver dam. Yeah, definitely an old beaver dam. Frontenac's full of beaver dams that you have to walk over to get between ponds and stuff, so it's kind of cool. Rocks and roots. Rocks and roots, rocks and roots. This trail is called the Little Salmon Lake Loop. There's also a big Salmon Lake Loop. It's 17K. The one I'm on today is 10K, so 6 miles. I got a late start, so I didn't want to do a big giant hike. So yeah, I didn't get started till like 11:45 today because I'm lazy. But anyway, just wanted to show you this section of the trail. It's nice. Be a nice place to stop and have a lunch break. Nice little sunny spot. See ya. Another trail break. As you can see, it's very well marked out here. This way is a portage. Good luck with that. You can also hike on it if you want to cut across and cut off part of your loop. But we're going to go to Little Salmon Lake Loop, or continue with Little Salmon Lake Loop. So we're going forward. Yay! So yeah, this part of the trail is just gorgeous. It's like the Beaver Dam Lake down there, Beaver Pond. Just these big rock outcroppings. We're approaching an area of the trail called Molten Gorge, which is a really steep gorge that you have to climb down into and climb out the other side. There's also a trail break up there that allows you to take the Molten Gorge loop, which is an additional, off the top of my head, it's 8 or 10 more K. I can't remember, 8 or 10. And I've done it once, and it's really rugged and it's a lot of fun. The nice thing about Frontenac is that with the series of trail loops, all the trails are loops. So you can do anything from a 1.5K, which is right near the park office, all the way to the 21K or 28K Big Slide Lake Loop. And you can link loops together. So you can have as long of a day or as short of a day, or you could stay out here for a whole week and traverse everything. A couple summers ago, Wally and I ran into a couple guys who were actually circumnavigating the park, and they were doing it in, I think, 3 days. So there's all kinds of possibilities. Another swampy bit. Looks a little bit blasted out here, doesn't it? Dink, 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 dink. Ah la la. Sorry, jiggling my phone quite a bit here. Just wanted to give you a feel for what the landscape is like out here. If you like rugged, this is a good place to be. So I'm on a little rise, and it's going to start gradually heading down to the gorge. It's a pretty long descent into the gorge. What we got here? All over the place. Pretty swampy. And thus begins the descent into the gorge. It's a down, 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 and then it's a shitty up, but nowhere near as shitty and up as the staircase to Roardennen. So it's actually not terribly buggy out today, which surprises me. I doped up real good though, so. And actually I'm finding that the cheap ass $3 Woods bug spray from the dollar store is the best of any of the bug sprays we've tried. So, pro tip, go to the dollar store and get your bug dope. Down, 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 down we go. Dink-a-dink-a-doo. See, there's a big swampy meadow out there. It's pretty down here. Catch you when we're going back up. So this is the bottom of the gorge. The last video I was coming in on the other side of the meadow, right where I'm looking now, crossed through the woods there, and then came through over the stream, over a little bridge there, and this way. So we're at the very bottom of the gorge, and it'll meander along the bottom for a few minutes and then up, up, up. Yeah, we're starting to gain elevation already. So, yay, here we go. The climb out of the gorge. It's not that much of a gorge. It doesn't you guys in Cincinnati know it doesn't even compare to Red River Gorge, which is, you know, gigantic and beautiful. This is basically just a little down and a shitty up, but it's not awful. So I'm gonna climb now. See ya. So about halfway out of the gorge, I had to stop and have a seat. I've been going for a couple hours now without a rest. So this seemed like as good a spot as any. I just climbed from down there, way down there. It's absolutely gorgeous out here today. Nothing but birdies and chippies and snakes, a couple turtles, and everything is finally green, green, green. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day. I'm a lucky girl. Oh, here comes a chippy. It's a little level place before it starts climbing again. Give you a scope of where I'm at. There's a big cliff up there, and another big cliff right next to me here. Holy crap. I think that's a scarlet tanager, which I've never seen. He's all red with just black wings. Oh, I wish I could zoom in further. He's beauty. He's just sitting there looking at me. And up out of the gorge at last, we are going to continue on the Little Salmon Lake loop. Eventually, in maybe like 100 yards or 200 yards or so, it's going to meet up with the northern arm of the Big Salmon Lake loop and continue on that, and that will be the last leg of the loop. Actually, I've seen a lot of people out here today, which is weird. Normally when I'm out here, I might run into one or two other groups, but I've run into like about 10 people today. But everyone's out here for the same reason, so can't fault them for that. And everyone's nice, so, you know, can't beat that with a stick. This part of the trail is really nice. It's just a little short, like I said, a couple 100 yards before it meets up with the Big Salmon Lake loop. So it's just this nice little connector piece that's nice and wide and well groomed and easy walking for a change. So back to the trail break. I'm on a piece of the Big Salmon Lake loop now. And you get this nice little three-way trail break. If you go up the hill this way, this will take you up over the ridge and to Little Salmon Lake and some campsites, and then it just kind of dead ends into the lake. And if you go down this way, which is the way we're going to go, it takes you down to, that way goes to, yeah, that's Little Salmon, and this way goes to Little Salmon, but it goes around the other side of the lake. And that's the way we're going to go. Sometimes going down this path here can be super muddy, but it actually looks really dry today, so that's a bonus. So away we head. From here, it's about maybe half hour, 40 minutes to the end of the trail, something like that. So down we go. I always forget that this leg of the trail has just a ton of shitty little ups. Lots of roots to make the stepping easy anyway. come out on this big rocky plateau. Whew, good times. I think there might be a hole in one of the beaver dams up there because I don't think I've ever seen this flowing this hard. It's flowing that hard, but harder than usual. Pretty though. The trail goes off this way. Oh look, another shitty level up. I was right. Oh, beaver dam up there sprung a leak. Not a big one, but enough to get that water moving, that's for sure. Ah, water break. All I can hear is birds and squirrels and chipmunks. Found a nice handy rock to sit on right next to the trail, so that was awesome. I made a massive error before when I said it was only 40 minutes to the end. It was more like an hour. The trail came in further back than I thought, so I was incredibly mistaken there, so sorry about that. From this point, it's probably about half an hour to 40 minutes. And it is beautiful. Enjoying some water and some caramel M&Ms on the trail. It's beautiful, eh? Just gorgeous. It's really nice to be outside. So they've actually made an improvement to this part of the trail. You used to have to walk over this beaver dam, and you can see how, like, what really bad shape it's in. It's super soggy. So it looks like the Friends have put in duck boards over the swampy, shitty part here, which makes it a whole hell of a lot easier to get across and not get a soaker. As you can see, walking across that beaver dam there was not always a whole lot of fun. This is great. Brand new duck boards. Well, that makes me happy. This part of the trail here is just skirting the upper end of Big Salmon Lake. And it can be really swampy, as you can see, and rocky and kind of shitty back here. Although right now it's not, there's some mud, but it's not horrible. And then we go up again. I think this section of the trail is really neat. You come off of this little up, and then you're up on this little ridge, and then you get out to this. Go over to the edge. You can see this wonderful little there's some nice rocky bits that you can stop and have a lunch or have a snack. Back on the trail. And away we go. From here, which is just past that beautiful rocky gorge, that you just showed you. Here the trail just kind of gently slopes down to the end of the loop, and then you catch the access trail that goes back up to the parking lot. So depending on which direction you set off in on this trail, this is either the end, which it is for me, I went counterclockwise, or if you take the trail clockwise, this is the beginning of your loop. People tend to do the Little Salmon Lake loop in a counterclockwise direction, simply because Molten Gorge is then in the first half of your hike, while you're still fairly fresh, rather than being in the last half of your hike. It's really the only difference or reason for going one way over the other. It's awfully pretty back here today. And here we are at the end of the loop. Ta-da! So basically, if you head off that way, that's the start of the loop, or the way I started, and this way back to the parking lot and the trailhead. And this is a nice, easy trail. It's like 5 minutes back to the trailhead. Mostly downhill with a bit of a swampy bit right by the trailhead.